So you're telling me that DoorDash now does AfterPay?
Listen, nothing is wrong with them as long as you use them responsibly.
On AfterPay's website, they have a section specifically for retailers, and it says right here, shoppers who use AfterPay spend 40% more than those who do not.
Welcome back to part 2 of the Buy Now, Pay Later insanity. If you haven't already seen episode 1, highly recommend you check that out. It'll be linked somewhere on the screen over here. But for those that don't know, Buy Now, Pay Later like Klarna, AfterPay, and so many more are wrecking people's finances and destroying any chance they have at financial freedom, and they don't even know it because of how predatory these apps are. And we're going to go into it even more in depth than we did in episode 1. So if you haven't already, make sure to buckle up, sit down, as things are about to get a little crazy. Now, if you guys have ever used Buy Now, Pay Later apps, let me know your thoughts on them down in the comment section below. Are they a useful tool in the financial world, or are they preying on you to get you to spend more money on things you don't need? Let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
For the love of God, please don't do this. Klarna, the Buy Now, Pay Later company, is now partnering up with DoorDash, the food delivery company, so you can, I guess, finance your Chipotle bowl. Probably the dumbest and most predatory thing I've ever seen before. One, food delivery in general is really not worth it nowadays. With all the extra fees, everything is literally...
I have to pause that because he's totally right with everything he says. I like how he's also mentioning that it's predatorial, but we've made videos on this in the past, how eating out is for the wealthy and for the rich now, and it should only be treated like a luxury. And I feel like time and time again, people, especially ones that work the 9 to 5, truly believe that fast food is just something normal. It's quick, it's easy, it's convenient, and it's not much more than buying your own groceries or meal prepping at home. And I've driven by the Chick-fil-A and the Chipotle and the Starbucks during lunch hours, and the lines are through the roof and out of control. And as you guys can see here, for people that DoorDash food in or order delivery food in, it's even crazier. Look at the subtotal. It's $25 if you went to the store, and they probably mark up the prices for Uber Eats and DoorDash. Then there's a $6 delivery fee, and then there's a $7 fee and estimated tax for the app itself, and then you have to pay a tip. So what was once $25 and probably $20 if you went into the store yourself is now $43 because of the sheer insane markup that comes along with ordering in.
The price. And 2, interest-free installments are only interest-free for a short period of time. It may be free for a couple months, but then after a while, they're going to hit you with a 3% APR, and next thing you know, you're going bankrupt over McDonald's quarter pounder.
What is the interest rate for Pay Monthly? The APR of Pay Monthly is up to 30% based on your credit. So you see how this is predatorial, where they'll bait you in with 4 interest-free payments, and God forbid you miss one, you are going to be drowning in interest and in debt.
Kind of sad because I know some people are going to do this, but I don't know. To me, this is one of the most financially irresponsible decisions you could ever make. It just doesn't really make sense. Comment down below if you'd ever do this, and if you said yes while you're at it, unfollow me, because we only care about actually building our wealth here. Oh yeah, money lesson number 2 is coming up soon. Stay tuned.
Now, I wanted to throw in a couple of comments that you guys have left on previous episodes, and if you want to get featured in the next episode, then definitely drop a story or a comment down, in the comment section below. But what is this? JG So Sought, totally butchering that, says, like my late grandfather once told me, never buy things with money you don't have. It's a very easy rule. It's insane how many people don't follow this. I have a friend who thinks like me, and for once, he saved up. You know how you're supposed to do it? For a nicer car. The car cost about $20,000, and the salesperson was in disbelief when he told them he was paying in full right then and there. They had to call their boss and the finance part of the company. They said they had never experienced someone paying that amount in full, so they didn't know what to do. And their boss came and sorted it out. Yeah, and it even goes a step further where if you go into dealerships now and you bring up the fact that you're paying cash, they'll inflate the price because they want to get you hooked on their own financing companies or whoever they're, middlemaning it for. And then those salespeople get a very large commission off of the finance rate that they are getting, and when you pay cash, it cuts them out completely, and the salespeople in the dealership get a lower cut. So it's certainly, you want to get an out the door rate of what they might offer financing, and then just pay cash, or, which I don't like, but it's an option, is to get it ran through your credit and then get the loan and then pay it all off a week or two later. So there's a lot of things, to go over in that, but it's very annoying the way this world is going here. But a lot of you guys were commenting on episode 1 saying that you like using this stuff. It's very easy to use this. It's convenient. It's simple. You'd much rather finance it this way. And the reason is because the app has learned from spending millions of dollars on market research to remove the emotional attachment out of buying big purchases. If you went into a store and spent $1,000 in cash, it would hurt. Though clicking that button would be hard. But now they remove that feeling by saying it's only $200. It's much easier to click that button now, and that's what can get you guys into a lot of trouble. And yes, maybe you have the money and you were able to make those 4 monthly payments easy and you never paid any interest, but it got you to overspend, and it got you to buy things you probably didn't need at the time and should have saved up for, instead of buying it immediately and impulse buying it.
Guys, do not use Afterpay. It is a trap. Oh my God. When I tell you, these people, they know what they're doing to me. Imagine I'm just at Maya. I have all these clothes, right? So I'm like, yeah, let me just put these clothes on, right? In my head, I think I'm just paying $300. But I forget, every single fortnight, $300 is going to leave my account. Here I am. I get home and I remember. And on top of that, my phone bill comes. And then my Apple Music takes money from me. And then Netflix. They're not going to let me buy a house. My credit score is going to be minus 30.
And we just made an episode on this last week, how Gen Z and pretty much everyone is going to own nothing and be broke forever, because that is the way things are going. Subscription services, hundreds of subscription services. And we're going to be making another episode, another part 2 on that, because of how popular it was. But that's exactly the point. Oh, it's so easy to just break it down into multiple payments. It's a much smaller bill or a pill to swallow. But the thing is, you forget that this is now an additional bill, an additional monthly payment, and you keep doing this consistently. It's going to stockpile and build up a very large amount of debt that you're going to have to pay off. All that money that could have went to investing is now going to paying off debt. Interest free or not, it's on things you don't need that are luxuries and impulse buys. Next comment here from Lily King says, I totally agree with you on this point. Credit cards and Afterpay is too tempting. I agree. You are flying too close to the sun like Icarus, or you are dancing with the devil, and you shouldn't be going that close. I'd only consider Affirm and Afterpay as an emergency, like the bare rock bottom emergency. And I think you guys don't understand what emergencies are. It's not on new clothes. This is on to make sure you put food on your table, or God forbid you blow a tire and you don't have an emergency fund yet. This is how you can, finance those new tires and get to work. She goes, I've used Affirm twice. Both times I had the money but didn't want to spend it because big amounts hurt. Like I said, then I ended up spending more on other stuff because it seemed like I had more money in my bank. That is another very valid point. And that is why it is important to feel pain, like I commented. Totally forgot about that. It gives the illusion like you have more money to spend because there's more money from your paycheck in your bank account. So you'll spend more on stuff, not realizing that you have, $1,000 in Afterpay that is another bill coming up, because people only focus on the amount they have in their account that moment. They never think ahead or think of their future.
So you're telling me that DoorDash now does Afterpay? Because I don't know who's going to be more pissed off, Dave Ramsey or Dr. Now. Shit. When my parents were my age, they were closing on a house. Hell, now you can close on a 2-topping deep dish pizza from the damn Domino's. Are you kidding me? If I ever am so down bad that I can't pay cash for my Domino's pizza, then I'm sorry. You know what? Just go ahead and count me out. Peace. Could you imagine going to a financial advisor and saying, I'm so sorry, but I'm I'm in debt because, I just really wanted that Sonic milkshake. And I had to DoorDash it and use Affirm. If you're that down bad, why are you using DoorDash? At that point, just walk. Go to the store and pick it up. Could you imagine sitting down and saying, all right, honey, we're paying the bills this week. Oh, what's that charge for? Well, that's for the chalupa that I got last week from the Taco Bell. Come on, man. You're going to shit it out in 5 hours. Why are you paying on it for 3 weeks?
Hell yeah.
I mean, make it make sense.
Make it make sense. You want to know what it is? Because common sense isn't common anymore, and people are so entitled and so spoiled and so ignorant that they need to have everything at this moment and not feel left out, and they feel like they're entitled as to why shouldn't they be able to get it if their friends are. Well, you're broke. You have no money. That's why. It doesn't mean you ignore it. You're broke. You can't afford it. Society has convinced, and these big corporations have convinced people, brainwashed them into thinking just because you don't have the money doesn't mean you still can't afford it or can't get it. We have now created other ways for you to get it, and you don't realize that that is a sales trap to get you hooked onto debt. Just another drug. It's a legal drug that, capitalism and the market has created here, to take advantage and prey on people. It's no different than anything else. It can be just as destructive here. Getting into a payment plan for tacos is insane. Yeah, it is. And again, it's like they're not even using AfterPay or Affirm to buy groceries. I'd be somewhat understanding of that, but no. You're going to pay a 50% markup door dashing food, paying atrocious fees like we've already, explained earlier in the episode to buy food because you're lazy. And don't come at me for the people that are handicapped and need to, have it delivered to them because it's much harder to go out. I get it. There are exceptions, but let's be real here. The overwhelming majority of people that are on DoorDash are not getting it because they're handicapped and can't go to the store.
Do not use Klarna for DoorDash, because when you get rejected from your dream apartment because you defaulted on a loan for $20 for a 4-piece blackened chicken tender meal with an orange high C with no ice from Popeyes, no one's going to feel sorry for you.
Why was that oddly specific to her order that she just probably placed right before making that TikTok? That's hysterical. Sam S. says, people are so addicted to fast food. So many people claim I can't cook, so I have to order. I despise when people say that to me. I have friends that say that to me that are tremendously skilled artists. They can work on their car and do all this stuff, but when it comes to food, I don't know how to boil an egg. I don't know how to boil water. I don't know how to cook a hot dog. I can't stand it. Stop lying to yourself and stop lying to me, because it pisses me off so much. You learn to cook by cooking. It's not that difficult. Literally, our ancestors did it. They didn't even know how to communicate with people, but they knew how to hunt and pick berries off a bush. And you're telling me you can't boil water in 2025? Get the heck out of here. It also is not as time consuming as waiting 15 minutes in a drive-thru for every meal. Don't want to cook? Buy a quick pre-made salad at the grocery store. Exactly, it's half the price. It's like they're too lazy to cook, but they have the sheer dedication to go out at night at 8 p.m. when it's freezing cold, warm up their car, drive 15 minutes, wait in a line, get the fast food, eat it in the car, drive home at 9:30. That's sheer dedication. That's not being lazy. I'm lazy. I wouldn't do that. I would cook a meal at home. That's me being lazy. It's crazy. That's an addiction here. We buy one pre-made meal a year, fast food or restaurant, on Christmas with our Christmas money. That is it. And we really look forward to it every year until we get it, just to realize how much it was and how easy it would be to make it much tastier at home. I don't know what they put in fast food that has people addicted enough to use AfterPay, but I'm so glad to have been too poor to ever fall into that habit. Side note, I DoorDash for extra money, and aside from the insane drive-through lines, oh my God, the food smells so gross. I don't know what it is, but when you don't eat it, it smells so nasty. I agree. I remember as a kid loving it. Not anymore. I keep air freshener spray in my car after I drop off, especially for Jack in the Box. Yeah, I have friends, like I said, that do this religiously. That's all they eat, and their car stinks. They figured out a way to make it so ultra processed that it is so addicting to I forget what video I watched, if I remember, I'll put it in here, where they have made these foods in factories and science labs to make it taste good to you. Soft foods, it's called. That's what it is. But it's crazy. It truly is crazy.
Man, I got $800 worth of Cologne in my cart right now. I can't afford all this. Wait a minute. AfterPay? What this button do here? This must be a new option for people like me. Wait a minute. 4 interest-free installments of $223. Okay, I can make that work now. I can make that work. What the agreement says on this thing? Okay, every 2 weeks. Okay, that line up just right with my pay stub, my paycheck. Okay, let me go ahead and sign up for this offer here. Don't mind if I do. Boy, I just can't catch a break. My daggone transmission done went bad in my car. Who the world this done sent me a notification? What did this say? Afterpay payment due of $223 tomorrow. No, it ain't. I ain't signed up for that. I ain't signed up for no $223 Afterpay. Y'all might as well go ahead and unpay that for me. I ain't paying nothing. Nothing at all. You're going to have to come get this stuff from me. Ain't no way. I ain't signed up for all that now. Yes, ma'am. I did not sign up for that agreement on your website. Oh, you say you see my signature and everything? That don't want my signature. That must be some sort of copycat of me. I ain't signed up for no $223 every 2 weeks. Oh, man. Go ahead and take me out of this promotional offer, wherever this is. Get me out, please. I ain't signed up.
And you see how it starts, and you see how it becomes a problem, and you see what happens when you leverage and sell off bits and pieces of your future for things now that you can't afford. It all starts to stack up like a domino effect, and then one thing messes up, as life happens, and life always does, and instead of being prepared for it, you're unprepared, and then all the dominoes start falling. His transmission went, and he's got his Afterpay payment, and now he's screwed because he's leveraged everything and not everything works out so perfectly. That's the problem there. Also, I thought Afterpay was like once a month. I have no idea. I thought it was like 4 monthly payments. It's every 2 weeks. That even sounds crazier and even more predatory, like those like fast payday loans that want their payment every week from you. My coworker has Afterpaid so much. She now has a monthly payment of $879 coming up. That's even more than a freaking car payment that she can't afford now. Oh, I wonder why. She looked up the interest rate and it was 30% or something like that, which is more than her credit card. She is so screwed. And that is how they get you. That is the point. This is a lie. Somebody says Afterpay has zero interest at all. If this is true, your friend is an idiot. I'm sorry you have to find out this way.
Listen, nothing is wrong with them as long as you use them responsibly, but the problem is a lot of people overindulge and are overly compulsive when it comes to using buy now, pay later apps. For example, you start with Affirm and your first payments is $26.18, but then you keep buying and then you get another $26 on top of the first $26. And then you run it up to $100+ every 2 weeks or every month. Then you overspend on what I start with Affirm, and then you go over to Afterpay and you do the same thing. So you run it up. Now you paying $100+ a month on that, and then you go to Klarna and you do the same thing. So now you got $200-300+ of additional expenses on top of everything that you was already paying that you already didn't have enough money for or was real tight living paycheck to paycheck. So now you just created an additional $300 worth of expenses. And it's all on stuff that you don't necessarily have to have. It's on stuff that you want, that you think that you're getting for a cheap price initially, but then you keep doing it and it keeps adding up, and that's where the problem becomes. And that's where it becomes a problem. That's what I meant to say.
Bravo. I love it. He worded that so perfectly. Like, go rewatch what he said. It's so beautifully worded, and that is the trap with these companies, and that's how they prey on you. Now, he said, oh, it's fine if you're like disciplined and you can do it properly here. But it's playing with fire. You are playing with fire because every single person, I bet you, that is now in crippling debt on Afterpay said that they were disciplined. Hate to break it to you, most of you guys can't handle it, and most of you guys are lying to yourself and end up getting yourself in these situations.
The buy now, pay later app Klarna announced a partnership with popular food delivery app DoorDash. The company said DoorDash customers will be able to split their payments at checkout into 4 interest-free installments or defer the payments to a later date. The move comes as Klarna is expected to join the New York Stock Exchange as a publicly traded company with an IPO expected sometime this year.
It's crazy because if you think about it, it's like we're in a tough, sticky situation in this economy right now where people are having trouble affording things, and people are slowly starting to realize what luxuries are. And obviously ordering food like on a delivery service is the epitome of a luxury. Like, it doesn't get any more luxury than that of just silly spending. And people only would do that really in a flourishing economy where we're trying to boost consumerism and spending. But clearly we're doing the opposite right now. So DoorDash and these companies had to get, creative to figure out how can we get people to spend more money? And that's why they partnered with, Klarna or AfterPay, because now it gives the illusion that, now you can afford this stuff. And it's funny because I just saw a video where like Chili's is doing some pop-up in New York that is making fun or doing satire of being able to finance your food now. It was free. It was a gig. It was to draw attention to them, but they are making fun of what's actually happening in real life. Squid's Girl says, if you're spending over $35 on takeout complaining you're poor, then you seriously need to rethink your priorities. I totally agree. And it's the same people that order DoorDash that then complain they can't afford anything.
So here's one of the biggest reasons I don't use AfterPay and why I recommend everyone think twice before using it. On AfterPay's website, they have a section specifically for retailers, and it says right here, shoppers who use AfterPay spend 40% more than those who do not. Spending money you don't have yet is much easier than saving up for something. Using AfterPay is just another form of getting in debt.
It's like they don't even want to hide it anymore. They would rather just put it directly in your face because they know you're still going to use it. That's hysterical. I use Afterpay and then don't want to pay after. Poetry. I love it. Girl Advanced Math. When you hit the level of Afterpay where your first payment isn't due today, so it's basically free. See, it's these people that are hopeless and are going to be in an endless spiral of debt. Oh, there you go. Barbara Klein. This is why I'm in debt.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. ZipPay done fucked up. ZipPay used to let you pay in 4 payments, whatever. They let you pay in 8 now. In 8 payments over 14 weeks. I'm buying everything. What are you talking about? I bought a whole washer and dryer off of ZipPay before. With the 4 payments. Do you know what I'm about to spend on the 8? ZipPay. You done fucked up.
No, they didn't. You are. And that's who they prey on. People that are so clueless and think of it as free money, and they're seriously getting screwed. You know what's even more crazy and delusional? The fact that more than 70% of you that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. Did I mention that it's completely free to subscribe to the channel, and all it does is let me know that you guys like to see videos like this and that I should keep creating more videos like this? So if it's not too much to ask, just give it a tap down below.
Now, let's talk about what Afterpay costs to the consumer. If you make all your payments on time, Afterpay is 100% free for you to use.
Okay.
However, the catch is the late fees. If you miss a payment, Afterpay will charge you a $10 late fee. And if you do not make that payment up within the next 7 days, then they will charge you an additional $7 fee. And here's where it gets a little bit more tricky. So if your transaction costs less than $40, you are capped at a maximum of $10 in terms of your late fees. If you spend more than $40, you are paying either 25% of the total value of your transaction or $68, whichever one is less. That is worse than interest. Most credit card companies run a monthly billing cycle. So that means if you buy at the beginning of the month or at the beginning of your billing cycle, you wouldn't be paying any interest at all come 2 weeks after your first purchase, let alone a 25% late fee. You bought a shirt for $39.95, $40. You pay the $10 at the date of purchase. 2 weeks later, you're due to pay another 25%, which is $10. Say rent has come out of your account or you've had some unexpected expense and you don't have that in your account and your account goes into debit, the payment bounces. All of a sudden, your $40 shirt costs $50. And this is 1 day. But that being said, if you miss a repayment on Afterpay will cancel your limit, and that doesn't happen on credit card. If you do not pay your full credit card bill, it will just roll over and over. It will continue accruing interest. You'll continue to be able to spend up until your limit. So that is the one benefit that Afterpay has over credit cards. So plenty of pros and cons to consider. I would say that Afterpay as a tool in and of itself is not evil, neither are credit cards. You just have to really understand how it works and be careful of the late fees.
See, I disagree. I totally think that these apps are predatorial and know what they're doing, and their true intentions are to get you to spend as much as you can and put you in debt. It's not to be used as an emergency. People do not use them as an emergency. They are preying on people purposely here. Now, I did like what she said, like, oh, it's the benefit is if you miss a payment on Afterpay or something, they completely cancel it, shut it down, and you lose your limit. That's not, I mean, yes, indirectly, it is in your best interest that they cut you off of their funding, but they're taking a huge risk allowing you to do that, and they don't want to lose any more money by letting you borrow their money. So they're like, nope, you missed it. You're untrustworthy. We're cutting you off because they want to cut their losses as fast as they can. It's like pick your poison. You know, credit cards are a slow poison. Afterpay is an immediate release, unlike an extended release type of drug. So they're certainly both very dangerous.
Can we talk about how dangerous Afterpay is? Don't remember when I first discovered it, but I realized it's on like Aritzia, it's on Sephora, can't remember what else. It's on a lot of stuff though, like a lot of websites will be like, or 4 interest-free payments of this amount with Afterpay. My little monkey brain is like, it's basically like it's free. It's basically, I'm girl mathing it is what I'm doing, if we're being honest. I bought a Dyson Airwrap and I bought it with Afterpay because like $800, but it was 4 interest-free payments of just under $200. So I was like, it's basically $200, which means it's basically free. I need to get it. And I do love it for that reason, because you just, you pay what you can now, and then you go to work and you pay your credit card and you pay some more. Like, it works. It actually is great. I love it. But the amount of shit I have bought that I should not have bought
there it is.
Afterpay is just wild. Like, I'll make like an $800 Sephora order, but it's Afterpay, so it's not really $800. It's like $200 4 times. So really, I'm saving money is what I'm doing. Anyway, Afterpay, I love you. Kind of wish I'd never discovered you, but also I don't mean that. I love you. I love you so much.
That's their target audience. That's who they prey on. It's interesting that I see Afterpay and stuff on websites that are considered more luxuries, and they try to dumb it down and make these luxury payments easier and like okay to purchase. Like she said, Sephora, and she bought a Dyson wrap, an $800 hair curler or blower, whatever it is. We all know it's a luxury and it's not a necessity. If she really needed something like that, it could be $20 at TJ Maxx, but instead they're spending several hundred there. And again, we're in an economy where times are tough and money is hard to come by. And, we were in a recession, and then inflation exploded and people don't have money and they can't afford anything. And they found a way. Those companies still want to make money and have profits. So they found a way to make it appear as if you can afford it when you shouldn't be affording it. And it's typically found on these very high-end luxury products.
Stop using Affirm, Afterpay, or any other financing bullshit. If you don't have the money to buy it right now, you can't afford it, and that's okay. What's not okay is spending money before you have it. There is no reality in which you spend money you don't have and things turn out okay. And I know that you know that. Stop making bullshit excuses as to why you think you have to buy things that you don't need to be buying. That's why you're broke. You're the one who got yourself here. It's not inflation's fault. It's not the government's fault. It's not any corporation's fault. It's your materialistic, idiotic mind that's causing 99% of your financial issues. Stop buying crap that you don't need. When you use these Afterpay services or financing services, you spend more money than you would if you just spend it all outright. When it comes to your finances, anything that's convenient is a huge red flag. If you're going to spend the money, you need to spend all of the money right now, and do not delay the inevitable. If you don't like the inevitable money coming out of your account, then stop buying it, period. There is no excuse for your stupid financial habits. If you have rooms in your house full of junk that you haven't touched in years, it's your fault that you're broke. The choice is yours. Choose wisely.
If it's too good to be true, it probably is. And typically when it comes to anything money related, I'm giving you word from the wise. You guys call me big brother. Let me tell you, when it comes to anything money related, if it's coming easy, there's typically a hidden motive to it, and you're probably going to be the one losing. If they're forcing money on you, if they're trying to make it easy for you to obtain something, you're not winning that. It's not to your best interest. It's to theirs, like we've exposed so many times on the channel.
Y'all see that video of that girl that said that she was banned from QuadPay, AfterPay, Klarna, like all of that stuff?
Klarna?
Can we just talk about it? Because, baby, when I was 18, 19 years old, I was collecting credit cards like I was Thanos, for real.
Like
I had a
Thanos?
Chase card with a credit limit of $10,600. How? I don't know, but I had it at 19 years old. We was getting school refunds, we had high credit card limits, and we had buy now, pay later. I knew the concept of debt, but when you have it all there and available to you, that is a dark rabbit hole that I done went down. Now I'm sitting here at almost 27 years old paying for the mistakes that I made when I was 18 and 19 years old, because I was just charges, Afterpay, paying for, pay once a month. I was tearing it up. And now I'm paying for it.
Yep.
I wish I would have never got a credit card. I wish I could just restart, because I literally touched so much money between grants with school, student loans, credit card debt, money from my job, money that was given to me, all of that stuff. And I still did buy now, pay later. And never will I ever do that again.
Yeah, it is very dangerous, and hopefully you guys learned something from today's episode here. Like I said earlier in this video, if you guys have any stories of your Klarna experiences, maybe a friend or a family member, and you want to share their story down below, I appreciate it. I love reading and responding to all your guys' comments, or as many as I can, because right now we're getting hundreds, if not thousands, of comments every day, and it's hard to keep up with, but I try to read as many as I possibly can. So definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. And if you haven't already, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and if you haven't seen episode 1 on this whole buy now, pay later frenzy, definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.